And good morning. Actually, I switched out of there too soon. Alright, we're still going on that, but countdown is not reset. Well, I'm mentally calculating this. Good morning. It's been a couple days. We are going to be exploring Cloudflare stuff. With Wrangler and friends. It's going to be interesting. I don't know. Oh, that's taking a while to do. Sorry, getting stuff set up. And the network is kind of bouncing left and right. Let's see. Oh, and I didn't get my phone set up. Alright. Morning, Nightshade dude. Why do people in Athens hate getting up early? Because dawn is tough on Greece. Oh, that is a good one. Got one for you. How do vampires travel? On blood vessels. How you doing? Alright. I think mostly this is set up. Sorry, I had completely destroyed my network settings. I'm just redoing it. Okay, now I can go into Twitch on my phone. What do you say when dining with a skeleton? Bon appetit. There's that. I didn't do the usual sort of announcements. think we're ready to go. Got a bunch of stuff still that's not set up, but that's okay. Tools. Auto scene switcher, start. Yeah, we're gonna come over here. Had Godot running. Good old Tmux. First, we're gonna do a couple things. Gotta go install Wrangler. I don't know how often Wrangler gets updated. Should probably check that. 2 months ago? I might be behind then. This is usually how I install it there. Oh, that's a black screen, isn't it? I forgot. Okay. Super long API token. Okay, we'll have to be careful with the API token stuff. I'm gonna go click over here. Morning, cat peasant. Black screen of doom, yes. That and I don't even have Capitan running. I get Capitan running. All right. So, Cloudflare workers. What are Cloudflare workers? That's a big question, right? I think just having looked at it a little bit in the past, it appears to be the ability to run Cloud on their edge network, or their CDN, which is pretty cool, right? To be able to basically have code that can run on that many different machines. It's basically incredibly scalable. You can also run WebAssembly on those machines. Your work is switching from Jabber to Slag, Nightshade dude? Oh, cool. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot get my little chat going here. Let's go into WeChat. I want to be on the other side, don't I? Control C out of that. Go over here. Control B, colon, pane resize, or resize pane. Dash Y2. There we go. All right, now I have two things running. Oh, Cloudflare workers are people who work at Cloudflare. I get it now. Imposter syndrome. This is the second time I've heard of imposter syndrome in recent memory. Actually, I was introduced to it 4 months ago. It's the first time I'd ever heard of it. And congrats. Congrats on the new job. Oh, goodness. Dog's freaking out about something. Well, good thing it's hunting hours. Um, Cloudflare workers. People that work at Cloudflare. I like that. I didn't know that they could interpret WASM. This is the most senior position you've ever held? Oh, if you don't mind, I'm not going to ask about the gig itself, but what's the position? I know that's kind of asking, but just the level, I guess, just the level. Unless you want to share more. Morning, JT. How's it going? All right, so we're going to look at this here. How Cloudflare workers work. They use the V8 engine. Okay, so basically stuff that can run on V8. Run on an edge network. Oh, principal software dev. Well, congrats, Cap Peasant. I remember it took me some 6 to 8 years to go from senior to principal. I had some great mentors during the time. And it's funny how my opinion on building software has changed over the years. Right? Because as you go through the stages, right, you go through like having things perfect. Oh yeah, so oh, you never even heard of the role before. Oh wow, it's like just the level above senior developer, right? And then you go from there to, I guess you could say that could be, I don't remember how that associates with, let's say, architect, or because you'll have those, and then up above that you'll have like fellow. Let's see, the code is still compiling, so don't feel bad that we're looking at the browser at the moment, because we still have something compiling. But I do not remember what it is we are compiling. Oh, we're installing Wrangler. That's right. Traditional architecture. Okay. V8 isolates. That's fine. Any given isolate can start around 100 times faster than a node process, which is nice, especially if you're paying for very kind of small limits. You've never seen that role on any of your previous jobs, just junior, senior software devs and managers? Oh yeah. Yeah. When you get into places that have people that have been in the industry for like 30 years, he'll see. I remember interviewing with a fellow at one of the previous jobs I worked at, and his job is completely different than what you would imagine nowadays, right? As it's just interesting how concerns change, right? As a principal software dev, right, you're going to be doing a lot more mentoring. You're going to be doing a bit more guidance. I'd say that you don't flip out about, some of the some I guess stuff that isn't critical to shipping your software, right? So your goal is probably going, just depending on the place that you work, it's either going to be, um, think of yourself as like the chief mechanic in the engine room, right? Your concerns are all of the components together, not the individual pieces of a single component. It's fun just thinking about that stuff. Distributed execution. Okay, request contacts. Ooh, let's look at that. Camp peasant becomes soot peasant. Yes. Yeah, let's get your shovel ready, soot peasant. Um, hmm. Gotta crack the door open a little bit. Give me a minute. All right. Let's see. What the last position was called principal, and I guess at the current one I'm called a staff engineer. They do just call these things different things. Um, oh, what is scrape shield? Okay, I'm not incredibly familiar with this stuff. Um, Basically, I want to look into this because, oh, that's neat too. Sorry, I'm looking at all this stuff. Um, I'm trying to establish whether or not I want to use something like this and build it up myself. Um, the subject being e-commerce website for my neighbor. They are this adorable couple, and they're still trying to just, keep busy, keep stuff happening, and don't know how to do, tech stuff like this. So I'm considering that. Well, I'm going to be bartering with them. Basically, they're going to give me some heating fuel, firewood, technically, and in exchange for some website stuff, website help. And me being who I am, I'm thinking, well, if I make something like this, I can make it in such a way where it's flexible, and I can make maybe a little business out of it, right? Set up little e-commerce shops um, that are a lot less expensive than what's out there. And I kind of want to see what's out there, and then also um, what it would take to make a replacement. So All right, so Wrangler's done. Okay, I don't understand this text. Package Wrangler version 184 with, oh, replaced. Replace that with that. Oh, that's neat that they tell you. All right. So, what else do we have in Cloudflare's ecosystem that we could use for this stuff? Um, I got the KV. I mean, KV is basically their data store, so you can store stuff in it, get stuff back out. And technically, this is where you store your code, your images, anything. Web standards, okay. JavaScript. Notable exceptions. Oh, they don't support eval. That's too bad. New function, not allowed for security reasons. That's fine. Returns the time of the last I/O. That's interesting. It does not advance during code execution. Huh. Interesting. I wonder why. I wonder what they've done to V8. Probably done quite a bit to V8. Move my keyboard. Alright, temperatures come up 10 degrees in here already. Nice. Okay, they got timers. Only available inside of the request context. Global. Alright. Add event listener, fine. Cache. Well, what does add event listener do? I think they declare a couple current new things. What am I saying? So it looks like a normal add event listener. Batch and scheduled. Okay. Cache. The cache API allows fine-grained control over reading and writing from cache. Deciding exactly when to fetch data from your origin. Oh, I see. I don't want an origin. Durable objects. Oh, closed beta. Okay, but what are they? Why would we want to be in the beta? State as storage. What else do they have in here? Got encoding, fetch event. The event type for HTTP request dispatched to a worker. For fetching things, yep, that makes sense. HTML rewriter. Comprehensive and expressive HTML parsers inside of a Cloudflare worker application. Interesting. I wanted to try something real quick. So here we have the browser scene. We're on that. If I come back over here. paste a reference in here, but I don't want the whole thing. Transform. Ah, here we go. Let's say this is 50, 150. Ooh, we do not want to squash it. Fine. Then we have KV, low latency, global, key value data store, highly dynamic APIs and websites which respond as quickly as cache static files would, which is brilliant. Up to 10,000 KV pairs at a time. Creating and expiring. Okay. Reading them. So we could use this as our kind of storage. List keys on the command line. Okay. Request, response. Alright, and what are streams? Are these like web stream? Like I'm drawing a blank on that. Pipe 2. Mode BYOB. Readable streams in the what working group stream API? Well, let's look at the MDN one. I've been living in IE11 compatible webland for so long. Oh, experimental technology. Yep. Streaming involves breaking a resource that you want to receive over a network down into small chunks and processing it bit by bit. This is something browsers do when they receive assets to be shown on a web page. Got it. Okay, so really it's just to be able, it's the ability to be able to transform a stream of data before you hand it over to the browser. Okay. What else do we got in here? Readable streams. Then we got web crypto. Web crypto API is implemented through the subtle crypto interface. Hmm. Seems fairly straightforward. Generate key, yada yada. Okay. Standard crypto stuff. Ooh, here's the algorithms. Why? It's because my browser's not. Alright, so we have the functions at the top. Okay, well, that seems fairly straightforward. It looks like we could use KV as a storage, basically as a database. I also want to look at the Cloudflare docs on this. What are the costs involved? Sponsorships. You get like your Cloudflare on your NASCAR or something? I see. Sponsoring certain projects. Nice, nice. Yeah, let's come out of there. I want to go to solutions, prices, whatever. Pricing. Tell me more, Cloudflare. I want to know. Yes, free. You get all sorts of stuff. Pro, which is $20 a month. See, I think I'm using Cloudflare right now. Might be the free one, but I'm using workers. Somehow I signed up for this here. Okay, what else we got? Load balancing, video streaming. Oh, interesting. They do image resizing. That alone is it's really nice. Yeah, I want to learn more about that. But Argo Tunnel? I was in the actual Argo Tunnel last weekend. Oh, that's cool. All right. Oh, they do domain registrations. Uh, who doesn't do domain reg? All right. We're gonna come back up here. Cloudflare apps. want to know a little bit more of that about that. Okay. I already opened the other one. Load balancing, blah, blah, blah. No, we're not going to be looking at that. Workers also. Okay, so first one. This one was the image one, wasn't it? Website optimization services. It must be the... high quality variants of single image. Okay. To figure that out. That would be nice to be able to have that. Morning, Game Dev Unknown. Long time. Yeah, it's been a while. You're working on a plugin called Native Integration. Oh, for Godot? Nice. We'll support most languages and as possible. Interesting. So, copy link location. Let me see if I can copy and paste that. But what does it do? I'm a little curious. What is it? You're working on a plugin called Native Integration. So it's a plugin, but what is the plugin supposed to enable? Provides an interface for easy GD native management, building all in one inside the engine. Let's proposal 119. That would, let's see, those are GitHub, Godot engine. Those are over here, right? Where's the proposals here? Issues, let's just click on one. Create a built-in editor tool for organizing a mass selection. Oh wow. I haven't a clue. I'd have to really absorb this to guide you. Wow. Well, you can see how some other projects are handling this. So if you look at some of the Godot Rust stuff, you know, let's go to GitHub. So Project Utils already does some of this, so you can see how these tools help. And I imagine that that tool would might want to do something similar for Rust that this does. The rest is done inside the engine. I see. That does mean that the engine's going to have to know how each one of these styles, these native languages, wants to be compiled, which is a little bit easier for Rust than some of the other ones. Um, yeah, here, I'll toss this in chat. Um, I think there was this one. There's also, I thought there was another one. Let's see, one Godot Rust template. This one I think has makefile support in it. So also check this one out. But if you look at this, from the make bits, it's basically setting this up so that you have, you know, support for all the targets, all this stuff. It generates an environment for building Godot plus Rust. And you can see the makefile is really just kind of a wrapper around cargo here. This one's interesting, make buildings. It works without recompiling the engine. Um, Pardon? Wait, what do you mean without recompiling the engine? Yeah, you do not need to. When I build stuff for Godot with Rust, it's just getting loaded into the engine. It's a shared object, a .so file or DLL if you're on Windows. Yeah, we don't have to recompile the engine for this. And I think that's the same way that a lot of the that all of the GD native stuff does. Yeah, it's like for C++. Exactly the same for that. You do not have to rebuild Godot to be able to use Rust with it. But yeah, having better support for these languages inside of Godot, it seems like a lot of work that I don't know who's going to manage. Because there are so many languages. How do you set that up so that I guess you're basically setting up a system that enables others to configure how to interact with their language. Because what if you had somebody wanted to use Fortran or somebody wanted to use COBOL? What would you do? You're not going to know how to do COBOL stuff. I'm just guessing there. I mean, you might know how to do COBOL stuff. I don't. I wanted to see the prices on this. Strongly consistent edge storage technology. That's crazy. Blah, blah, blah. Pricing. There we go. The first 100,000 requests each day are free. Wow. And the paid plan starts at just $5 per 10 million requests, making workers as much as 10 times less expensive than other platforms. That's neat. Static assets with dynamic power. And this is cool. Edge storage built in. Access your assets alongside your code and transform them via powerful APIs. See, that would be cool if you had like an HTML page. I'm looking at this stuff here because I'm thinking about making a shopping cart app on top of cloud storage, or not cloud, Cloudflare workers, etc. Bundled. Where's the one I paid for? I don't even see it here anymore. Deploy up to 30 worker scripts. Run on all 200 data centers. Workers.dev domain, yeah. Up to 10 milliseconds of CPU time per request. 10 milliseconds. That's like forever. I guess it's forever. Depends on the architecture. And the CPUs. 50. Wow. Oh, minimum charge of 5 a month. I think I must be using the bundled one already. All right, so if that works well, all right. So it looks like there's a lot of different things out there. I like the idea of having basically serverless on top of Cloudflare, stuff like that. And I like that they can run WebAssembly. Okay. So if we come back to Cloudflare workers, let's go ahead and get started with that. Wow. No, I'm not going to be doing that. Okay. I already have an account. Let me figure out what that is. I'm going to switch here. I'm going to go to the code for a bit. Tools. I don't want to create an account. Oh, wrong spawn. Do I have a YouTube channel? For all the archives, we do. We do. You thought this was a Blender channel? Oh, Peyton rules. Tis a bit early for such trolling now. Kidding. All right, it looks like I'm not going to be able to show this stuff on there. You know, I'm gonna have to log out of there and maybe create a different account. All right, let's give a sign up. Oh, I have to refresh the page? Why? It's not too early for you. You're in Central Time. Uh, oh, you know what? I should use my other email address. Hold on. I have to figure out what it is. Give me a moment. Um, you're never too old for games, too. Yes. All right. I've just about got my. Ah, there it is. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. I'm guessing this is like spam. Hold on. Spam. All right. We're gonna see how this goes. Um, I have never leaked a secret that I know of on the channel, but this is gonna be a possible thing that might happen today. We'll see how it goes. I hope not. All right. If you see something, just DM me. So yes, one of my other domains is roosterbuckets.com. We're going to be playing around with that. All right. Review my DNS records. Yeah, that all looks fine to me. You would probably never buy an island to use it for fun stuff. You're losing me, Zumbu. Kumbu. Alright, so I have to log in, remove those, replace with these. Kara and Midge. Oh, what are these from? Does anybody recognize those names? DNS. I have to do this on a different page, different browser. Use custom. All right, we have to add this one as an S1 and as 2. That one. Save. Turning it. Alright, looks like I need to turn off DNSSEC. This may take up to 2 days to complete. Alright, let me try again. Save. Alright, so I did that. Save my changes. Yep, fine. It takes 24 hours. Whatever. Don't care. Alright, let's keep going. Sure, yes, that's fine. That's fine. Auto-minify. Why not? Why would you not want this? Alright, let me check a couple things. Hey, Jimmy. How's it going? Alright, so we've got this. Got some stuff here, yeah, account ID, stuff like that. I don't know if it's okay to share these. I mean, it's not the API token, so it's probably okay. We'll see. So then we want to go over to workers. Now workers, this, so let me follow along. Can manage key value namespaces, I see. All right. Oh, I have email addresses I have to verify. Okay. Now, they said that the durable storage, where was that? Let's go back into their APIs. So I want to see what that's about. Is it down here? I don't see it in here. Video streaming, load balancing, blah, blah, blah. Actually, video streaming. Happy Thursday, gentlemen. You know, I actually thought it was Friday today. My wife let me know that it was Thursday. So I guess that's a good reason to have other people in your life. Like, just to correct your little moments of off by one errors. Alright, where were... Oh, they also have cron triggers, don't they? Map a cron expression to a worker script using a scheduled event. Oh, I found a bug yesterday. Just in a website that had been out for like 3 years. Oh my goodness. Never would have happened if it was using types. Okay, well that thing's pretty cool. Platform pricing limits. Let's go back to pricing. 50 cents per gig. I don't know how that's going to play out. I mean, it might be something where you could put something into the cache and just update that based on crons or something. Something to be able to limit how much cost you expose yourself to here. Limits. Got to be within 120 megs of memory, CPU time 50 milliseconds. You can have 32 environment variables, okay. Interesting. Interesting. So I imagine that people are getting around environment settings. Okay. Or KV storage stuff by using the environment variables. Has to be within a meg. You have 30 scripts. Only 30. But you can put a lot in a meg. Key metadata? Ah, cache API limits, okay. Storage limit. Does this mean that it's like 5 gigs total. What if you had like a gigantic e-commerce store? Like, let's say you were Amazon. Could you store all of your content images in there? Ah, 5 gigabyte total put per request. Got it. Okay, so it's 5 gig per request. Oh, sorry, I got a text message. I also wanted to look at the. See, we've got examples here, but I wanted to look at not that runtime API, the storage, durable objects. Transactional key value storage API. Why would you want this? I mean, okay, I get it. I get why you would want it because you're trying to do something like I'm trying to do. Um, yeah, that seems reasonable. Sure. All right. Oh, I do hope they get into contact. Because otherwise I'm going to be using their key value store API, which would be fine for the number of people that I think I'm going to be using this for. Right? Kind of mom and pop sort of places, and they're unlikely to have collision events where two people are trying to do something at the same time. But, you know, it'd be nice to have it done right. All right. So that's done. Close that. I want to go over to, let's go look at starters for a moment. JavaScript, TypeScript. Ooh, Apollo GraphQL server. Wow. Speed test, Sentry. See, there is this. Like you could basically combine Cloudflare with AWS, etc. Wow, they have so many of these. It's how you do examples. All right, let's look at the Rust one. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And this looks like the template. I want to take a look at this. Wasm Bindgen, console error panic hook for logging panic messages to the developer console. Good. Allocator optimized for small code size. Neat. All right, let's try this out. What are we going to call the shopping cart system here? This is going to be I don't know. There's got to be a better shopping cart, e-commerce, e-buggy. Buggy means different things though. E-mart. Ooh. All right, we're done e-mart. S-mart, yes. Okay, we're. Thank you, Museum. I mean, should it be underscore because it's Rust? What are his books? Bruce Campbell. I'm trying to remember this stuff. And his book, something about a B-list actor, Chin something. No, not Cameron. Campbell. Boomstick. Hail to the Chins. Written and read by Bruce Campbell. If Chins could kill. Making love the Bruce Campbell way. Like how I had no idea. Oh yeah, this one is probably not him. If Chins could kill. Yes. Confessions of a B-movie actor. There it is. Yes. Alright, you will need to update the following fields. Then create a Wrangler file before continuing. You can find your account ID on the right sidebar. Okay. And zone ID. Oh, we're in there. Um, Now, here it said build with WASM pack. Really? There's a cargo file. Oh, interesting. So optional is true. Isn't great for code size when deploying. Interesting. Tiny allocator for WASM that is only a 1K in size. Hmm. It's probably fine because these things get started up and destroyed so often. I don't think we need a fancy allocator. Okay. No, not cargo. I don't even think I have WASM pack installed. Yeah. Cargo. Hmm. I see. So you can have 30 quote unquote scripts or whatever. I mean, 30 seems somewhat limiting, but if it's 30 megabytes, you just have to divvy them up appropriately. That doesn't seem all that bad. Go back to the login. Dashboard. That Logflare logo looks familiar. Hmm. Hmm. Neat. Let's come back in. Dashboard docs. Spotify media. Logo and brand assets. Hmm. I don't know. They look different enough to me. But you're right. The modified sausage menu sort of look and feel. Tokyo Executor. Hmm. Oh, they're looking for maintainers. Interesting. Wow, Tokyo buff. What are Cloudflare apps? We built a Cloudflare app. Your users. Any website, okay. Hmm. App Creator allows you to upload files to your app. Files for your app. See the preview of your app. Okay, install in progress. Add resources. Whatever will be injected on the selected HTML pages on the website. Okay. And what about other things like having worker access, stuff like that? Hmm. Interesting. All right. Let's come back. Oh. Did I have it paused? I have M&Ms today. Breakfast of Champions. Not really, but they do go well with the coffee. So Python, Scala, is this saying that Python can get compiled down to WASM? Dart, not surprising. F sharp. I mean, some of these are basically Java based, so I imagine that could. Like PHP to WASM? Wow, that's pretty impressive. Do you then, I mean, do you compile Python to WASM? It seems like it would be too big. And what is this one? What's it written in? JavaScript? Hmm. It's pretty neat. Morning, Zenocron. How you doing? All right, let's close that one. Oh, looks like the other one finished. Wasn't pack build. Let's give that a go. Oh, you're enjoying Saturday. Oh, that's good. I am in the process of trying to get. Oh, there we go. I was looking into the aspect of providing affordable e-commerce websites. They compile it to JavaScript. That makes much more sense. Okay. Yeah. COBOL, what? Why, why the COBOL? They're checking a box for some like enterprise services, right? Like, well, we can't do business with you unless we can run COBOL. My first impression was, what the heck, right? Like, why in the world? My second thought here is like, this is somebody's um, like hack day project that made it into production. Oh, LLVM has native compiling to WASM. Ah, I got it. Oh wow, that is much smaller than I thought it would be. Only 56K? Shop smart. Shop as smart. Maybe you're slowly getting off a mainframe, but this gets you off the machine first. Uh, oh, I see. Flang. I guess that also means that other. What about like Nim? Is Nim on that too? You know, I haven't done this in a while. Nim can compile the JavaScript. I see. That's fine. Oh. Actually, I don't want to go in there yet. Better come back a little bit. Twitter starters, we're looking at that. Not over there. We're in here. We're looking at that Rust one. Ah, here. Test in headless browser with this. What is... Okay, let's just do that. So this is going to run the WASM inside of Firefox. Is it... I guess it's running the tests for the project? Neat. Two versions of proc macros and quote. Why not? Alright, so what do we got here? Oh wow, FCF died. Oh, come on. No, it's not FCF, it's Brew. Make it 3. I don't know about that. I like the idea of having kind of an e-commerce website that has some sort of a minimal cost associated with it so that people can set it up or have it set up, just run it, and basically it only incurs cost as people browse it. It's funny, it feels like 20 years ago. It's one of the first things I did getting into web stuff. I was like 3 years into web stuff, and I built a system for automating the setup of e-commerce websites. Oh my goodness, what is it doing? Well, while it's doing that, restart to update Firefox, why not? Okay, come back over here. There we go. Okay, FCF is updated. Good aim. What do we got here? We've got cargo, lock files, toml files. Already looked through this one. Wrangler, yes. MIT licensed. This is from the Ashley Williams. What is this that is licensed? We've got tests. That's nice. Alright, so here we have metadata. Metadata WASM. Looks like we've got this worker, add event listener. So this is all JavaScript. Handle request. Ooh, using async, okay. In JavaScript. Oh, neat. Great. WASM bindgen. Where does this WASM come from? This piece right there. The JavaScript is the entry point for the WASM module. Basically write the library in Rust and the application in JavaScript, which calls our Rust stuff. I see. And if we have something that is where it like fails or something like that, and it feels a little the WASM. Oh, I see the WASM blob. It's odd that it's not listed out there. Alright, then we have lib.rs, utils. What's in here? Okay. So I get that. That's for the utils. Oh, bindings, I see. So the name WASM, it's a WASM module. Got it. Okay, so this is where that WASM is coming from. The bindings there. Utils. Let's take a look at the test real quick. And then only other one is this lib. And I understand that in this case they're saving 10 kilobytes or 9 because I guess the default is 10 kilobytes and the we allocator is 1. It doesn't seem like it's going to break the bank on any of this, so I'm not sure why do it. Um, all right, so then I just have greet here, which is fine, and it returns a string. So I get that. It seems as though it should be a little bit more sophisticated. And I guess you could do that here. You'd pass a little bit more of the request in. I wonder how the API is with that. Sadly, I think this hello world is a little, is very simple. You use wasm bindgen to make bindings for both sides. I see. Ah, that's interesting. Okay. So they have something like request. Ah, yeah. So if you wanted to take the request, pass it in, then you can use any of these functions off of it. Interesting. Hmm. Oh, that's interesting. That's pretty cool. So if I wanted to use something, I guess in this case, I'm not sure. I guess I haven't figured out at this point what I would like the rest of this architecture to look like. Do we go into something like a warp, where it's handling requests and making calls to different elements? It feels like we should probably have some sort of router here, so we can route the requests to different function handlers. Oh, yeah. I was just using it as an example of what it feels like should be here. Um, but something that could take the URL from the request and pass it to something else intelligently seems like the right thing. I'm surprised that greet doesn't actually return a response. And that seems like the first step. And when they're destructuring here, or was that um, metadata? I guess kind of. If we look back at lib, They're destructuring this module? Huh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, it'd be nice if this kind of took the request, returned a response. And then over in the worker, it would really just be like a return, whatever the handler is, return the greeting. Oh, and why did they do that? This, I get that JavaScript doesn't always have semicolons, but just choose one, right? All right, consistency. Morning, my AO cat. Yes, this is NeoVim. How are you doing? Shop smart. Shop as smart. You need help installing a Vim plugin? Well, I'm not sure if we can help, but are free to toss the question up. What sort of error are you getting? Good morning, Jeremy. So let's go back over to lib and I guess we can use WebSys for this. Interesting. Do I know the Jedi plugin? I do not know the Jedi plugin. And do you get anything if you do messages? There like that? So if we go back and look at some WebSys stuff, does this mean that we can create our own requests to, let's say, interact with a KV store? That's kind of what it seems like. Do they have fetch? Fetch event? Oh, fetch will be on window. I see. Fetch with request. Returns a promise. Ooh. Wow. Then and then too. Oh, you can give them closures. What? Sorry, I missed this relationship between WebSys and JSys. So JSys, what we ended up on. JavaScript standard built-in objects. Okay. Does not include any web node or any other JS environment APIs. Only things that are guaranteed to exist in the global scope by the ECMAScript standard. Okay. That makes sense. I see. WebSys browser API, JSS JavaScript API. That's neat. Okay. So if we have that, and then we have a promise. I know they're not going to make this async, are they? How does async work with this? Let's say that. Oh my goodness. You have to give it callbacks. You have to use a callback API, don't you? But it's not like they have do they do async? Or what is it? What do they call it? Await? Well, they just say it's an async function. Oh, well, it's okay if we can just give it closures. I understand this. This is just the old school API. Well, not that old school, but it's that pattern. All right, so first, closure wrap. Pass this via reference to the set interval function. Okay. If we were to drop CB here, it would cause an exception to be raised whenever the interval elapses. Instead, we return our handle back to JavaScript. So JS can decide when to cancel the interval and deallocate the closure. I see. Which is that's fascinating. This is interesting to see that you actually get reference to the destructor, which you would normally never ever get. It supports futures now. Oh, nice. The current one on Crazy AF. Oh, that's cool. I am I'm actually a little stunned that you get access to the drop there. Well, it's a Rust type, but it's saying that down here, so JS can decide when to cancel the interval and deallocate the closure, which means that this interval handle is getting dropped. I didn't know that WASM allowed you to get access to destruction events. That is amazing. Um, hmm, okay, it just runs before the free is called, which is great. I'm just surprised that they have those because I guess it means if you were curious about when something else was getting destructured in JavaScript, let's say you do have like a set timeout or some sort of event handler, etc., and you just wanted to do a logging, right? You just wanted to log something um, when it was destructed. You can actually do that using WASM if you had something that was captured inside of the closure that was inside of the event handler. But normally you can't do that in JavaScript. So it actually fills one of those little holes of debugging, where you're like, hey, the app seems to grow forever. Is this thing here, this thing I suspect, getting freed? Seems like it would be useful to just log that sort of thing. Um, it seems fairly straightforward as far as closures go. Let's go back to docs.rs. The WASM stuff also doesn't run with the normal GC JIT stuff. Oh, I see. It's its own VM. But they have to play nice together, don't they? Because if you're giving a closure over to JavaScript, or the other VM, the JS VM, it has to notify the WASM VM when it's done with something so the resources can be cleaned up. What was it? WASM bindgen? JSON to Rust? Oh, goodness. Oh, that's cool. Oh, it was on the recent list on the homepage. There it is. Oh, that's cool. All right. Now, earlier you said that WASM bindgen had future stuff. Copy link location. Let's take a peek. This can be useful when working with asynchronous or otherwise blocking work in Rust. Provides the ability to interop with JavaScript events and I/O primitives. Future to promise, small and local. I see, and I guess because they have workers, so I'm not sure how WASM does workers. But I imagine that you could run some stuff in one and on the other. And then they would have to use the WebSys API for communicating between them. Oh, you still have it working? My AO cat? Oh, is that meow? Meow cat? Ah, that sucks. Hmm. You're following that now. I took a quick peek at that web page. It looks like it's fairly standard stuff. Setting that up. Um, you could toss your init file into some some clip and share it somewhere. Actually, what OS are you on? OS and BindGen. Do they have a website on this? I'm curious how you figure out Museum that it's able to do the async function stuff. Guide. Promises and futures. Return values of async function. Using WAS and bindgen futures. All right. Let's take a peek at that. Oh, I see. So it converts it into a JavaScript promise. Feature will translate to either resolved or rejected promise in JavaScript. Oh, that is neat. Okay. Great. Huh. Okay. So let's come back here. Let's say that we want to add to our cargo file. Cargo. Add websys. What was the other one? Was it JS? Sys? I mean, what is the equivalent here? What else can we do with WASMPack? WASMPack. Can we check? No. Oh, no way. You can log into NPM with it? Wow. Alright, so what is this saying? This is saying that WASM bindgen, recorded by JSSys, is dependent on by smart. Oh, it works! Well, congrats, Meow Cat. I see. So this is actually very specific to this version. And what is WASM bindgen at? 0268. You had to reopen init.vim? Oh, I see. You were using the editor to edit your init.vim file, and then it wasn't getting your latest changes to that file. So what you can do is you can do a colon so and then percent to reload the file. So in my case, if I edit my init.vim file and let's say I make a change like this, or I add another plug file, you do colon so percent, and then it'll reload it. Of course, you have to save it. And then you can do the plug install again, and it will pick up the changes. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I wonder why. Where to go? Here. I mean, it's very, very explicit about that version. I wonder why. Because, quite frankly, I don't care if it's 6.5, 6.8. Is it update or upgrade? Or go upgrade. Did it set up a .cargo/config? I don't know. Let's go check. Wow, that setup is taking a while. Doesn't look like it. I don't see a Rust toolchain there. I see. Yeah, it seems like you would want the Rust toolchain setup. So what is the Rust toolchain? Rust toolchain file. Oh, I see. Morning, Robin. How are you doing? Command S or Command P? Um, what are you using Command S and Command P for? Is that for save? And I don't. What are you? I see. Yeah, we did that for Legacy, didn't we? Let's see. Overrides, configuration. So Robin, sometimes you have to unmap some other key because it'll uh, basically eat up the event. But I'm not sure what you're trying to do with DS and DP. Oh, you're using the Command P for fuzzy finder and stuff. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's funny. I actually use C dot for save in mine because it's on the kind of standard keyboard. It's IE because I'm using Dvorak, and it makes saving so very quick. I don't have to hit Shift, colon, W, etc. And then I use comma a lot for my bindings. So if I wanted to look up a file, like like you're wanting to do for Fuzzy Finder, I actually use comma F to look for all files. To search in the current file, comma S, comma B for buffers. So I end up doing that. And commas on my left hand, and the others are on the right hand, which makes it fairly quick. Yeah, I would find something that's comfortable for you, that maps well in Vim. Um, Getting those things to kind of map correctly can be a pain because comma is not my leader. No, I'm using the default. So actually, in case you're interested, here's my dot files, and if you want pretty ones, is it pretty underscore dot files? These are from Xenocron. All right, so we're oh, it should be cargo. Move. You don't think Rust Analyzer honors cargo config? Oh. Does it honor the Rust toolchain file? Well, that's bright. Seems fairly straightforward. Oh, I see. Cargo plus the contents of that file. Gotcha. All right, what was this other one? This Hello World. Genesis is huge. Oh, WebSys. Oh, I see. Yeah, I heard about this when we were talking about setting up, well, simplifying the build and reducing the build times for uh, GD native Rust, right? And they were talking about how WebSys had built theirs, and it made it very verbose and huge. And while they are both big, WebSys is huge. Um, I I wonder, does the compiler know how to trim a lot of this out? So does it do like a tree shaking, all that, so it's not pulling in stuff that you don't need? I mean, I'm guessing this would speed up the build. Does that actually work? No request in the root. Oh, it's still requesting the code action. Wow, it's in line. What in the world? Wow, that is neat. Okay, that's new. I see. So it might be better to turn all features off and then enable the pieces that you want, so it makes it makes it build faster. It's looking more like VS Code day by day. That it is. I'm gonna have to switch to something more. I don't know. Something a little further away. No, but it is good. I like that it's becoming easier to use. Where were we? Oh, go back in here. Oh, hold on. QA jobs. Yes, it's still there. There we go. Cargo.toml. So if we go back into, oh, we put it down here. We don't need that down there. We put these up here. Web says, you know, let's do it this way. Go ahead and close that file. Cargo. Add. Yay. Okay. So that's there. Now if we come back out, cargo check. It's quite a bit faster. Oh, it defaults to no features. Okay, I did not know that. Oh, no default features. That's why it was quick, because I didn't change anything. Got it. Wow. All right. I guess that means that this array here is going to grow over time. There we go, now we can import that. Looks like VS Code. Websys is a stress test for what features? Oh, that is great. That is great. Request response. This might be the first time I ever want this to be multi-line. Give that a cargo check. Oh, it can't parse it. I forgot to double quote. There we go. Is there a COC for this? Anyhow. All right. So then we can create the response in here, etc. That makes sense. And what does it look like if we do unimplemented here? Just want to try that out, see what happens. Check. WASM pack test headless Firefox. I'm going to check something. Lib.rs. What was the other thing? Not Svelte, it was DOM. I thought somebody had been making like a React-esque thing. U? Ah, oh, that's what it was, yes. U, Cargo, Web, and Sauron. Oh, wow. Because ideally, I just want to generate HTML. And we have to make it fast enough that it can run in like 10 milliseconds or 50 milliseconds, whichever one. And it's probably going to be making some other requests, which I hope is really quick. Seed is a new one. Yeah, a lot of this is, I think because I'm running this not in the web page. Like I'm not sending. Actually, that's a good question. Can I use WASM? Who can use what? So if we don't care about IE11, we could actually force. Oh, Seed can do SSR. Oh, neat. Hold on a sec. I mean, I would rather it be server-side rendering. Um, However, what what was the other thing that they provided access to? Cloudflare plans. They also had a way to change some requests or something. No, not creating an app. Give me your APIs, documentation. What was it? Is it developers plural? Yes. Okay. API. Because of course, um, to make something fast, we could even do less work if the HTML is pre-generated. Okay, I want the full API docs. These are not the docs that I had earlier. I want those docs back. All right, where was it? Wasn't stream. KV. Hmm. They had something else that would let you modify the response I was going back. HTML. Oh, see, it was in there. It was like a HTML writer or something. HTML rewriter. Oh, it was in the worker docs. Uh, Element handlers. Hmm. Sauron is the Elmec one. So the HTML rewriter is interesting in that. Oh wow, what? You can use selectors. So, oh, interesting. That's kind of crazy. Or just generate it on the server side. I guess it's kind of the same thing, isn't it? So how much flexibility do you want? Do you want to go full flexibility with, Sauron, etc.? Let's see. I would prefer that most of this actually get done on the server side. I'm not a huge fan of single page apps, especially kitchen sink single page apps. And while it would be cool to just toss some WASM at the client, in fact, it would be really cool. Hmm. Could do a hybrid where a lot of the SSR is actually sent down, but it's done in a minimalistic way. You just kind of gather everything that the page needs to render first, then ask the page to render. Because it looks like most things here are going to be able to support it. But still, how big is that SSR going to be? It's still going to have some heft to it, which it doesn't need. It arguably just doesn't need it. Okay, so I like the idea that the server side is going to do the execution of the WASM. Toss down HTML. Browsers are great at HTML. Even ancient browsers are great at HTML. CSS, JavaScript, etc. Should be fine. Okay. So it's 48K. Oh, do I have to do release? I don't even know. Because it's already done. All right, well, I got a little bit to think about. I gotta get actually off to work. But this is interesting. This has been a nice little dive into WASM. I think we're gonna be doing this for a little bit. I know. I normally do like game stuff, but I need to get this figured out so I can set something up for my neighbor. And it would be educational for me. So I'm willing to do it. Hmm. I like this intersection between having some sort of like CPU execution constraints, like 50 milliseconds on the Cloudflare edge network. I like sort of the thought exercise of how would you do this if you could only use Cloudflare workers, a key value store. It seems pretty, you know, it's fun. It's fun to be able to do that. So I'm going to try. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that stuff. Let's take a look at seed again. All right, hold on, let's go back. I'm thinking that I really want something that's more templates. Let's go back one. Whoa, HTML. Compile time HTML templates. Mod is supposed to be silly fast. Handlebars. Do they still need nightly? What was the last time they were updated? June? Hmm. Oh, interesting that they use right. Okay. Oh, this is getting butchered by the dark reader. They're all really fast. Bad color choice. Yeah, it is. It is very subtle. The differences there. They're fairly light. Good morning, Raimu. Terra looks decent. And what is Terra? Let's go look. I forget if there was a 1 or 2 hours. Okay, there's just one. Interesting. I think I've used Terra, didn't I? I used it for what was it? That other project a while back now. Forge. I used it on Forge. Trying to remember if these actually need to own the objects. I'm trying to remember this stuff. Oh, that was funny. The number of stars they have, 1337. Oh, main. Is this one where you have to set up the contacts, etc.? Okay, so we new Terra, give it the templates, yep. Yeah, so you end up creating a context. And you render it. Interesting. Okay. That could work. That could work. What's the smallest sort of package we can have for a WASM? Because if we did need to have JavaScript, and let's pretend I didn't want to do JavaScript. Um, I wonder what the smallest we could do is. Is here? You know what? That's not that big actually. It's got type definitions. Oh wow. Wow. Oh, that's fantastic. This does seem big, right? depending on how we wanted to do, let's say the login, password, all that stuff, that gets a little crazy. Yeah, account creation, shopping carts, inventory management. This could be fun. All right, well, I gotta get going. Any of y'all gonna be streaming today? I could raid you. Oh, what is this? All right, so we'll probably be doing this for a little bit. I know it's not game dev, but I think it'll be fun. Learn a bit about WASM, etc. Might even get my own website set up. We'll have to see. Fix the cobbler's kids not having any shoes. So I'm gonna do a quick browse and see what we got. Oh, my browser is just slow today. Why is my CPU at like negative 17,000? What? 44%? That's unusual. WASM targets have a kind of constant overhead and size for the allocator and string parsers. I see. So, just to play around a little bit with that, let's say, okay, so right now we're at like 15K on the WASM file. I'm guessing this is a little bit of it. Bat package, such and such. All right, yeah, so there's a, oh, I see, look, take object, add heap object. This is how they interact with the JSVM. Well, that's neat. Okay, target automl. Features default is this. Shows a console error panic hook. So optional is true here. Which I don't think I want to have. I want to disable that. So I want that to go away, and I want to use this one. So how do we do that with package? Wasm pack, build, help. Oh, I see. And you can even do that, which is neat. Oh, I see. And these are passed to cargo build. No. Oh, we need a dash dash there. Come on. Ah, shoot. I'm late again. Um, there I go, getting sidetracked. Yeah, now we're down to 8. Wow. That's cool. All right, we're gonna get going. You can make it smaller too. I would like to try that. I gotta get running though. And some size optimizations. Oh, cool. All right, we're gonna raid these guys. I gotta get going though. So, till next time, y'all. Bye bye.